All right, so you guys keep asking us questions about this well, so we're going to give you some more information. That's coming up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you here. It's the end of February, and we're actually finally going to get rocking and rolling on drilling our well. We've had a little bit of a delay. We've had some massive amounts of rain here at the end of February. It's delaying us everywhere. It's delaying our final foundation getting in on the home. It's also delayed us here on getting the well drilled, but given us a chance to come back out because we put up our first video on Friday. It's Sunday, and we've had lots and lots of questions there and elsewhere. Just details, everybody wanting details. So what I wanted to do today is give you a few details today before they really start digging again or drilling again, and then maybe come back through some of this process and give you some additional information. So before I go any further, behind me, so what you see behind me here is actually what they're using to actually drill the hole. So the hole is 600 feet deep. So we go down 600 feet, that's the base of the well. However, we should hit water right around 300 feet. So that gives us 300 feet worth of water. This machine drills straight down, so it's going straight down into the ground. What you see behind us here is actually portions of what is actually going to be in the ground once we get past the first 20 feet. Now, state of Arizona requires a very specific design for the first 20 feet down into the ground. So if Lori wants to squeeze in, it's kind of hard to see. But when you're looking down here, and we talked about this in our last video, you can see, if she can squeeze in far enough, there's a pipe. That's a 7-inch steel casing. So 7 inches in diameter, and then they have, it looks like it's probably about 5 or 6 inches of concrete that comes out from that casing. Now, what I didn't understand is that 7-inch casing, metal casing, steel casing, goes down 20 feet into the ground. So when they first did the 20 feet worth of drill, they drilled down 20 feet, and then they put that 7-inch casing down 20 feet, and that cement that you see up here at the top of that seal, that also goes down 20 feet. So that hole is actually much bigger. I don't know what the size of it is. It's probably a couple feet in diameter across, but that hole was a 20 foot deep, 20 to 24 inch diameter hole that goes all the way down. They put the pipe down there, that 7-inch steel casing, and then cement all the way around it. So you have that 7-inch metal casing that you guys can see there. So you got this 7-inch metal casing, and then the state requirement is a 2.5-inch gap between the 7-inch steel casing and that cement. And that cement and the casing all goes down 20 feet. So that's required to make sure that we don't have any type of seepage from any type of rain event that would get down into our aquifer. So it protects the aquifer from that happening. So now what they're going to do is they're going to continue to go down 600 feet. As they go down, they drill all the way down, come all the way back up. So the metal pipes that you see here, these metal pipes here, is what they start with. So these pipes is what they're going to go down and drill 600 feet down into the ground with these pipes. What you see above it is PVC casing. So that's 6 inches. That's a 6-inch diameter PVC casing. That PVC casing will actually be what holds our well, or basically creates a wall. That casing goes all the way down to 600 feet. So all the rest of that PVC will be the rest of essentially our well underground that we'll never see again. Okay, so we're on the other side of the well now. So we were just on that side there. There's another piece of equipment they actually just brought in today. The machine that you see behind me here is actually a mixer. So this machine is designed to actually mix a bentonite type clay. As they pull material up out of the ground, they replace it and reinforce that wall with a bentonite clay. That essentially does just that, reinforces the wall as they're drilling down. It reinforces that wall to make sure that it doesn't cave in on itself. So as they're coming through, we're going to walk to the back side here. So they've already started pulling some of the material out. But you can see as we go down, we've got a lot of clay here. So what you have down here is silt. So we got this silt, and we also have some rock back there. If you see back there, you see some rock. So we have all of that material that's coming up out of the ground. Well, it's not consistent. It's not just rock that we're trying to drill through. It's a lot of this, pretty much all the way down. So as they're pulling this silt back up, they're reinforcing it with this bentonite clay to make sure that the well itself just doesn't start collapsing in on itself. Okay, coming to you here, we've got, our well is just about done. It's just been amazing how fast they're moving. So today is Tuesday, it's February 26, 2019, and You can see behind me a sludge pit. But just wanted to give a quick update. I don't have all of the totals yet, but I do know this. I do know that they ended up drilling 200 feet on Sunday, which I didn't know, and then 400 feet on Monday. So they finished drilling yesterday, and you can see here now, equipment-wise, not much left. So we got the truck that was hauling all of the pipes and that kind of stuff is behind us still. The actual boom and the rest of the drill itself is gone, so that's gone. And what you see over there is actually our well. So the ending product is basically there. Okay, so it is Saturday, March 2nd. Beautiful, beautiful afternoon. It's basically spring here in Arizona. So more importantly, water. So let's talk a little bit about our well. So it's done. So let's talk about some specifics. So what you see here is the capped well. So that's going to stay capped until we can get the rest of the pump and the tank and all of that installed, which will come closer to when we actually have electricity. The idea behind that obviously is the pump has a warranty. We're probably still a couple months away from that, so we don't want to have that pump sitting here not doing anything until we're closer to that. As far as depth, so we went down 601 feet to be very, very specific. And what was kind of neat about the report that they showed us, it actually specified what each section of ground had in it. And essentially what it narrows down to is a lot of gravel and sand and silt and clay. That's essentially what it is all the way down. As far as the water itself, so we first hit water at about 300 feet. As far as the drill went down to 601 feet. What I didn't know was the 6-inch plastic casing, once you get down to the last 100 feet, so from 500 feet to 600 feet, it actually is slotted. So that slotting allows the water to come into the pipe itself and then feed back up and give us a static water level. So water, did we hit water? Obviously we hit water. we weren't expecting anything else. So the static water level, meaning the spot it always sits at, is 422 feet to be specific. So that's where our water sits. So we got another 180 feet or so before we hit bottom, which is very typical. Again, went back and asked them, I said, okay, so wells here in Whitman, how common is that? He said, that's right where we expected it. They're always between 350 and 450 as far as static level of the well itself in the water. Now, most importantly, what is our water flow? So what's the flow out of that well? The flow of water out of our well is 20 gallons per minute. So that's how fast water can come out of this well. Now, we're limited by law on what we can draw out of this well at any given minute. And I believe our pump is going to be right at about 10 to 12 gallons per minute. I think it's 10 gallons per minute. We'll find out once it's in here what it's actually drawing, but I believe it's about 10 gallons per minute, which is exactly what we have the whole farm kind of designed to deal with. Good news is we hit water. This is good news. Fantastic news is at 20 gallons per minute, man, that's plenty of water for what we need to get accomplished. So just want to thank you for joining us today. You know, if you haven't done so already, hey, subscribe to the channel. You know, we cover a lot of things here on the channel. Farming is kind of our real main focus. We've got this new acreage that we're going to be on here in the next few months, so we're kind of documenting that here, but we talk about all aspects of what we do as far as farming in the desert, from fruit trees to gardening, from chickens to pigs, all of those things and everything in between. We'd love it if you would join us. If you haven't seen us on Instagram and Facebook, head on over there. We post things there that you won't see here on the YouTube channel. And if you have any questions or comments, hey, leave them in the comment section down below. We would love to interact with you there. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. Today I'm standing in front of mud, or squatting in front of mud. I'll have to start over. That doesn't make any sense. Let's try that again.